What is going on, you lovely ladies and gentlemen? Happy holidays. As you can see from the I gotta lift that up a lot. There's Sonic. Oh my god, there's so much material. I used to be so much bigger. Sonic, we got the Christmas. I need a different one. I need one that is not a dress, and I also need one right now. Oh, I spilled some water on my stick. How'd that happen? That just distracted the hell out of me. I need a better one. But so anyway, what are we here to do today? Well, I'm gonna replay theater myself. Now, let me introduce this really quickly. So, because the usual thing that is happening is that, like, most of my judgment comes from, you know, like, why the hell would you do that? Why would you ever do that? That was dumb of you. Why would you do that? Well, I played these matches. I know why I did that. And so I need to resist the urge to mansplain everything and just let it ride. So I will, like, it's gonna be an issue. One of the other issues is that I was really hoping that I kind of ranted a little bit about this. It's somewhere else. I can't remember where. But basically, so that you see the inputs are turned on right now, right? Notice how, oh, okay, I can't pause it yet. Give it a moment. Eventually I can pause it. Pause. Oh, actually, that's not even really the pause that I want. Pause. The inputs go away. Even though if I wanted the inputs to go away, I just come in here and, like, okay, there we go. Now the inputs are gone. Now I don't have to see them on the screen. This is what I wanted to pause and see. So that really irritates me because, I mean, obviously in a fighting game, you're doing a lot of inputs very rapidly. And so if you want to try to just get a snapshot of what inputs are happening at any particular time, you need to just pause the game so you can look at it and figure out, all right, what went wrong here? What did I miss? And it doesn't allow you to do that, so that's really tilted. That's such a good low. That was such a good low. Well done to what I deserve for use. I use Sledge a lot more in these matches. And like earlier, I'm slowly but surely creeping my way out of that habit again. But I got into it. Same thing with, like, I super jump way too often. And so those are the two things. Like, I need to start walking people down more. Nice TP. Let's get to the backdash. Unnerved Tager's backdash. Can I just get Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasma's Tager back, please? Pretty please and thank you. I really wish I knew for sure, because I'm pretty sure what happened with that DP is that it hit me before my 6A hit him. So there isn't, I don't think there's any invulnerability on the second slash, to my knowledge. But because we have, if you are familiar, we've already seen this match. This was the match that gave me that idea, like, oh, I should do a replay theater right there because of that. Because of that specifically, that's also where the input thing stems from. Because I wanted to see, what did I fuck up with the 720? Like, why did the 720 not come out there? Well, 720 requires a lot of input. Like, a 720 essentially takes up the entire page of inputs. And so it's hard to just get a snapshot right then and there. Terrible combo. Like, what? How many counter hit B-sledges have you seen me get in Unlimited Mars that I hit confirm properly with 6C to get so much more damage? And yet, like, for some reason, that's just gone out of my mind. I don't know why. Just gone and forgotten. That was supposed to be 368. I said I wouldn't mansplain. I just distinctly remember that was supposed to be 368, not A-sledge. Because I always spin the stick, because ideally what you want to train yourself to do with Tager is you want to spin in the opposite direction of what a 236 would be. So that way, if you do screw up the 360, you don't get Sledge, you don't get, for instance, if I'm spamming 360B, you don't get Magnatech Wheel, that kind of stuff. I've never trained myself to do that. I spin 360s in the exact same direction every single time I do them, which is clockwise. And so it results in, a lot of the time, if I fuck it up, I get A sledge, I get B sledge instead of A 360A or 360B. Where are the bullet players at? Can they come back? Now that I've spent like 4 straight sessions of almost nothing but terrible matchups, can I get some of them bullets back? That was a really good answer here too. This is another, like, this is kind of the ranked thing, like the ranked syndrome, where you don't really know that much about the person you're playing. You haven't played them that much, you haven't really played them in a set, you don't know them, so you don't know how good they are. And so, like, very round start, really nice 6B to anti-air. Well, shit. Maybe that was just a one-off. Maybe they're not consistent with it. Let me test it again. And then I just get hit by it again. That's another habit I need to break out of a little bit more. I almost always tick throw off of 5A. And then I either do 5A into 3C or 5A into 360. Which, to be fair, I mean, it's not like that's a bad mix-up. But it's those habits, like, you're gonna realize, if you watch your own replays, you're gonna recognize so many habits you never knew you had. I have no idea what the fuck that 360B was supposed to call out. Like, I genuinely don't know. Because there are just certain things that you just tend to do more often than others, and other fighting game players will catch a read on that, and they'll be able to, I need to figure out what the proper hit confirm off of that shit is. Since the one that I thought worked clearly doesn't. But so, like, I didn't realize how prevalently I was constantly doing, you know, like, 5A command grab until I started watching replays. And I was like, wait a minute, that's like the only tick grab I do is off of 5A. So watch your replays. That's the lesson here. Watch your damn replays. You're gonna learn from your mistakes. It would be a lot easier to learn from your mistakes if you could actually, again, pause the game and see your inputs so you knew, like, this is what I screwed up right here, this is what I gotta work on. Because sometimes it's difficult to recreate a specific scenario where you dropped a combo or you dropped something. It's difficult to recreate it in training mode. So you want to be able to see. I miss playing Bang. Like, honestly, I miss the whole old crowd. I miss all of them. Partially because I know that if I was still doing that, I would be a much better player. Because they are the entire reason I got good in the first place. Nice 360, thank you. I try really hard. Nice 6A, Tager. Don't thank me, your 6A sucks. But I mean, that's, you know, the better your competition, the harder you have to try, the cleverer you have to get, the better you're gonna wind up being. And so without that competition, I'm nowhere near as good of a player as I used to be. So I miss it. And obviously I miss them just because, you know, they were all really good friends. But they have all... Actually, I don't really know what they're all doing right now. I'll never forget, Mystic D was our local Taukaka player. It makes me sad because he was getting really, like... He was on the road. He was on the grind, and he was on the road to become one of our best players in Northern California, for sure. And then he's originally from Hawaii, and so he went back for, I think it was summer, and I guess he got a job offer there. And so instead of coming back, he just took the offer. So that's how we all find out. It was just like, yep, staying here, not coming back, see y'all. And so, but I'll never forget, it was I think it was a couple weeks after Central Fiction released in the United States. He contacted me on Twitter and was like, hey man, been a while. I was wondering if you'd like to run some sets sometime. I haven't played BlazBlue in a while. And I was like, dude, absolutely, anytime you want, man, just hit me up. And so, a day later, I get another DM from him. What the fuck did they do to Taukaka? And then I never heard from him again. Arc system works. Ruined the friendship. I'll never forget. I'll never forgive. Never ever. And I can't blame them either. They done fucked up Taukaka. Like, there are definitely a certain subset of characters in this game that just, they may as well not even be in the game because of how little worth they have in terms of their overall gameplay and how much of a struggle it is to try to play them. And Taukaka is one of them. It's just so unrewarding to play that character. Speaking of characters that need to not be in the game, can we revert to a pre-Kokonoe state? I can chart the downfall of BlazBlue starting from the release of Kokonoe. It's all her fault. And you cannot convince me otherwise. This is all Kokonoe's fault. Especially because she's perfecting me right now. That had nothing to do with it. There's no bias here whatsoever. I'm never biased. I'm always perfectly objective about everything. I never insert my own feelings. They never make me, I never have emotions. Are never an impact on how I feel about things. Everything I say is completely unimpacted by any sort of personal feelings whatsoever. So now that you know that, now that I've convinced you of that, delete Kokonoe. Please and thank you. And also Izanami, and also 9, and also... See, I didn't even convert it, because that was supposed to be a burst. Like, that was just... I have a habit where anytime I get hit by, like, certain things, even though I know I don't have burst, I'll just hit burst. That was what that was. I got hit, I just hit burst out of habit, and then she dropped the combo and ran into the throw. And I was just sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? So I didn't even think to hit confirm it. Nice 6A. Stop using that button in neutral, you absolute tool. I mean, it is just so weird to see the difference in like how I feel and how I play. Like, I know 6A is trash. I know the magnetism pull is not anywhere near as impactful as I feel like it should be. And yet I still lean on it like it's a useful tool. And that's good instant block. It's the same thing. I think A Sledge is negative regardless, but Tager's, so many of Tager's moves are fast enough and dangerous enough that you don't necessarily want to try to... Plus, if I follow up with Hammer, then it's just going to armor through it and body you. So you got to be careful about that as well. It's tough. Also, fuck this mix-up. So broken. But if you see somebody instant block it, that's your sign to just chill out. It's Atomic Collider, you scrub. I still haven't fixed that. I still have not fixed that. Oops. I should just be sitting here with my stick unplugged and practice slowly. Like 1 input per second. 2 or 6. Then 2. Then 3. Make sure I'm right in that corner. Fuck this mix up. Fuck this mix up. That's what I gotta say about that. It was actually pretty interesting because she didn't teleport, really? But she still did somehow. I don't understand how she actually wound up on the left side of me. Even watching it back, I still don't fully understand that. This is the one and only Noel I've fought since coming back. I have not found a single other one. What are some other... So, like, we were trash talking Taokaka earlier. Have not seen a single Taokaka. Shing is the only Valkenhayn I've seen. Actually, I think Shing is also the only DP I've seen. I have fought a Hakumen. A couple Hakumens. I have to look at the character selection to really think. I fought one Terumi. No, I fought 2 Terumis. Murakumo units. I don't think I fought a new. I fought one Mu who was very clearly just new at the game and I kind of felt bad about it. But I have not fought a new. I fought, like, I think that one Lambda was part of a video that I posted. This is why you gotta fight, like, this kind of stuff right here. This is why you gotta fight matchups consistently. You gotta have a representative of every single character in your wheelhouse that you can grind sets against. Because I have no business. I should not be getting hit by that overhead. I need to be reacting to that. I need to know, like, okay, this part right here, this is when she can go into the overhead in her drive. This is when I gotta be concerned about it. Thus, I'm ready for it and I'm ready to block it. Right there. Like, that's not fast enough. Once you see that foot start to come up, you know, okay, here comes that overhead. You gotta... Okay, never mind, that was a crossover. But you gotta know. Also, that slide fucked me up. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna spoil it for you right now. That slide fucked me up because I spent the entire rest of the match trying to figure out a good answer to it, and let me tell you, the good answer is 6B, and I never tried it. I don't use 6B in neutral nearly enough. Like, against low slides, it is a surprisingly good tool because it low crushes. So, like, Bang's 3C, it'll beat that. Noel slide. It'll beat that. Like, it's a surprisingly good tool to just throw out in neutral. Because it will low crush things. Same with his 5B. His 5B is really strong too. Not for the same reason. But it's also just a very strong tool in general that leads to a pretty good reward. And see, there was me thinking, okay, she'll probably rush forward and slide here, but 2D is way too slow. I gotta be confirming those. I can't let people, like, it's Tager, you cannot let people quick get up on you like that. Here comes the slide again. Let me try to do it a little bit earlier. Nah. 2D is not a good tool to lean on. It's something you use to catch people by surprise every once in a while. Gotta be blocking. Keep getting hit by those overheads, man. It's just not okay. It was actually a bad I can't, so this one I can't actually remember now that I've fought so many, because like, some of the matches are pretty memorable, right? Like that Jin player, I haven't fought very many Jins, surprisingly enough. And so that's really easy to remember. That's the only Noel I've fought. That's very easy to remember. I've now fought so many goddamn different Kaguras that I can't remember which match this was. But it's definitely not a good representation because there were two, I'm starting to I think the other one that I mentioned, like, oh, I think this is the PNW guy. I think the PNW one was Haku. So there's a Haru and a Haku. And both of them were extremely, like, both of them bodied my business. I think he's the one that really finally started to give me, if I recall correctly, you're going to see me finally start blocking that overhead here. But I might be incorrect. I don't know why for a couple days there was just something strange about me. See, I should have gadget fingered there. I don't know if I would have gotten the meter in time because I don't know exactly. I know that, you know, once you rapid cancel something, your meter gain is reduced for a while. I think if I had gadget fingered there, it would have given me 50 meter and I would have had enough for a rapid cancel, so I could have killed him off of it. Those small little optimizations, also that's fucked up. Those small little optimizations are there and I need to be more cognizant of them. Just more aware of in general, like where my burst meter is, where my meter is, how much meter in general I'm going to be gaining. Noticing when people's magnetism is going to wear down. I've noticed recently a lot of people are using like really bright color palettes, and I've also noticed that the really bright color palettes make it very difficult to be able to tell at an easy glance whether or not magnetism is still there. And it's really annoying. I didn't go over anything complicated. Like, what is with me lately? Like, I just do not hit confirm counter hits or fatal counters in any way, shape, or form properly. And I don't understand why. Like, that never used to be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. That should be the one thing that I am good at. Oh, I need to test that too. I can do that after this. I want to test that Naoto thing from the last video. I need to test that, but like you can see that 720 in particular was pretty slow too. Like you saw Tager kind of jerk a little bit before the 720 actually came out. That means I was still in the middle of my inputs. So he had time to do some of the movement that was going through in my motions. And I need that to not be a thing. Another thing I need to work on too is, so like that 2C, and then I just let it hang there. And the reason why I let it hang there is because when somebody's magnetized and you land a 2C on somebody, you land a 2C counter hit on somebody specifically. He doesn't die. Kagura has a lot of, okay, I was gonna say, Kagura has a lot of health. He doesn't know shot he dies there. When you land a 2C on somebody and it's a counter hit specifically, so you get that extra launch up in the air, if they're magnetized and you just do a quick, unheld atomic collider, they'll go flying off to the other side of you and make it absolutely impossible to hit confirm. Instead of, instead of just yoinking them out of the air, or if you just let it hang, right? So, because if you counter hit them, you get a soft knockdown off the 2C. So you have time to then follow it up with, you know, like maybe you do a 6A, a 5C, whatever you want to follow it up with, you can follow it up with. So I need to get out of that habit. I need to just start doing 2C Atomic Collider consistently, because a lot of the times when you see me do a 2C anti-air, and then I just get the anti-air, but I don't get a counter hit, and so they just fly off and I get nothing for it. I didn't miss the Atomic Collider, I just didn't do it, because I know if I get a counter hit, I get a significantly better hit confirm. I also need to do, like, one thing I've never done as a fighting game player is doing the motion for something, and then you wait to react with just hitting the button. So like if I do 2C and then 6-2-3, and then if I see counter, don't do anything. Don't press the button. If it's not a counter hit, press the button. I need to train myself to start doing that, because it's such an important aspect of fighting games in general, and that's one of the reasons why people seem so good at hit confirms. Is like, you know, you see that and you're like, wow, how'd they do that entire motion? Like just in that split second. But it's because they train themselves just every single time. You land that 2C, you do 6-2-3, and then you react with the button accordingly. It's a hell of a lot easier to do that than it is to sit there, wait, see, oh, that wasn't a counter hit. Okay, now I'll do 6-2-3-C. And so that would solve that particular problem. Now, would not solve any problem whatsoever. The only solution I have against Mai is to just pick a different character. This is a terrible matchup for Tate. Do I go for the rapid cancel here? Oh, yeah. So that wasn't supposed to happen. That's happened to me a couple times now, but that's what I'm saying, right? I always spin clockwise. And so I was just spinning. I was churning the hell out of it. And it gave me, instead of giving me 360B, it gave me Magnetech Wheel. What do I do? Do I just knock it? Yeah, I just throw it to the corner and then let her out for free. Is that terrible? I'm trying to get better at using those Gadget Finger whiff setups, but I'm not very good to see. Like, somebody, I know 6A is trash, I know 6A is trash, but somebody really got to explain to me why the fuck that 6A whiffed. Just, come on, man. Like, and she's magnetized too. It's just not fair. It's just not cool. And that right there, I remembered right at the end. When they did that the first time, I remembered, oh, that's right, that's how this match ends. Never, ever, ever use your dash forward against Tager in a block string. Never. Just don't fucking do it. So you see, all three of these next ones, I need to double check this. I'm almost positive that this is that Rachel player that fucked my day up. Absolutely ruined me. And so I matched up with him the first time. And I remember just being like, oh, I think they were a purple or a pink square at the time. And so I was like, oh, cool. Like, they're higher level than me. They're a pink square. Perfect. This is great. This is exactly what I want. And then right when I was going into the match, I was like, wait a minute. Dream Devourer. I know this name. Oh, god damn it. I just voluntarily walked into that Rachel. And then I saw Platinum. I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. And as you can see from how they're playing, it wasn't fucking fine. I'm still not entirely positive that it was the Rachel player. I might be thinking about somebody different. But this dude spanked me. Spoilers! This dude spanks me with Platinum too. And this was another moment where, you know, replays are very beneficial, because you're gonna see one of them. One of them ends in a way that in the moment I was very pissed off. I could not believe what just happened. But then when I watched the replay, I was like, oh, okay, never mind. It's actually nowhere near as serious as I thought it was. Also, I don't know why. I have always been completely free to Platinum's command grab specifically. She is the only character in any fighting game that I've ever just been like a deer in headlights when she uses that command grab. There's just something about it that makes me freeze, and I don't know what it is. And I need to stop sledging. Sledge is straight up, like, Sledge is sometimes good to catch people by surprise, right? Sometimes the armor is useful, sometimes just the forward momentum is useful. People aren't expecting, so like right there I got lucky. Like, they called out the Sledge properly, but they just barely misspaced that 2C or 3C. No, that's her 3C. Is it her 3C? Is it something else? Because I know her 2C is just that, like, she squats down and throws up the little, her staff turns into a heart. Whatever that move is better to call. Deer in headlights. Every time. And that needs to be a much stronger punish. And I needed to not let her out of the corner right there. And I needed to have it much better. She abuses that on me. That heart car. And I need to be... That was me attempting to call that out. Me thinking, okay, they've been using this on Wake Up. Let me just armor through it and punish them for it. Well, as you can see right there, it goes over me. It doesn't work like that. So I need to have a better answer for that. I mean, the real answer is just sit there and block, but it feels so bad if you gadget finger somebody and then you just block and they just walk away. It just feels terrible. I mean, obviously, and sometimes you just have to do that. You just have to bait something out to make them want to second guess using it. Like, I never did anything to make this dude second guess using that hard car. I never punished it terribly well. Even when I made it whiff, I never did anything about it. So why not just keep abusing it? That's exactly what they did. But the options that I tried to use, none of them worked. So right there, you saw I tried to 2C. If I had done 2C significantly earlier, which I should have, it would have worked. So there are definitely moments, as much as I enjoy complaining about 2C, there are plenty of moments where it was very usable and it would have worked and I just don't do it. But then also that hurts too. Just because of Atomic Collider, because I'm so accustomed. This is the only game in BlazBlue where you don't get a good combo off of an early Atomic Collider as a combo. It's over. Like, once you use it, it's basically over. Like, you might be able to get like a 5A, JA, whatever into Crimson Punisher, which sucks. Crimson, if you only want to end a combo with Crimson Punisher if you have to. That was just greedy. Could have killed. Did I lose this round? No, I don't think. Okay. Because if I had just off of the Beast Sledge, if I had just done Magnatech Wheel instantly instead of trying to go for 6A, I just wasn't sure if it was going to work. I wanted to do 6A, 6B, 6B into Magnatech Wheel. So I think too with Tager is that's the cloud thing, like that. I think that's very 2A-able. If she's using that in block strings, I'm pretty sure I can punish it with a 2A, but obviously that is a hard call out. It's not really something I can react with. Hard car on Wake Up. Just keeps on working on me. She gets a ton of that's a lot of damage. I think it keeps on going. It's so bad. Against any other item that she could have had, that would have worked. But Cat Hammer, it's just too good. But I think this is the moment that I was talking about. I want to say, I'm almost probably at this. So I was pissed here. I was pissed. You gonna tell me I can't punish Astral, you motherfucker? But I tried to do 5A into 5C. So I thought her dash forward 5A beat my 5A attempt at punishing it. But as you can see, I did not get a 5A. My 5A was eaten because I was still in block stun, and so I got 5C, which is not a very fast move. So like, sometimes replays are very useful. You see that? Like I said, I was tilted as fuck after that. I can't punish her, Astral, you motherfuckers! But as it turns out, I just didn't get the move that I thought I did. But I need to stop trying to use 5C like that. Just fucking hard car. How many times am I gonna hit by that? How many times am I gonna continue to get hit by that? Where was the 2C right there? That was free. Easiest 2C in my life. See, there's where my mind's starting to go. Like, I'm pretty sure I can 2A that. Don't sledge like that. Do I die for that? I don't think she gets that much damage off of it. The benefits of being a fat, beefy boy is that you do get to live through some things you otherwise wouldn't be able to. But see, like, think of how much differently, I don't know, I'm almost positive I lose right there. If I had barrier blocked that, I would have been fine. But if I had just gone into an instant atomic collider there, thrown them into the corner, I had meter to rapid cancel, would have gotten 4K off of it, plus a very strong Oki opportunity. Could have ran that back. Entirely possible. That tilted me a little bit. Because that 2A, honestly, had no business hitting, and then the follow 5C had no business missing. See, I need to be punishing these kinds of things way better than I do. I can't remember exactly what happened right there, why I didn't hit confirm that spark bolt. But obviously, I should have. That was an accident. That was supposed to be 360B. That was my next attempt to answer that. Can I 360B, and then she'll just, you know, stay on the same side and fall straight into the grab. And so there's the new. Now I know for sure. I've been using 5C more off of Gadget Fingerly. So basically do 5C and then run some kind of mix-up from there. Use 5C to lock them down. And then let me run some kind of mix-up afterwards. Instead of trying to run mix-up just straight from Gadget Finger. It just doesn't really work. And so that is a at least off of Gadget Finger, it is a solution to that. Because as you saw, that beat it clean. Wait, stop sledging. Why am I always sledging? I know the answer why. It's because it beats less quality players, and it keeps, and then it just, I don't play enough high-level competition to drive me out of the habit. It just goes back and forth. But obviously, this dude is high-level competition. He's very good, and he proves it by stomping the shit out of me. And I'm just gonna say it. I was gonna say that this dude cursed me. Ever since I played this dude, I've had nothing but bad matchups since. This man took my soul 3 times in a row and then cursed me forevermore. It's this dude's fault all around. Okay, so I want to go test one real quickly, just so I can do it here. I want to go test the Naoto thing, since it is kind of in keeping with some of the stuff that I've mentioned, where it's, you know, sometimes matches, you screw something up, you do something a bit too slowly, you don't understand everything perfectly, and so you make an incorrect assumption or an incorrect judgment call in the moment that you can later prove yourself to be incorrect on. So this is one of those moments. So now I just gotta remember, I think it's this button. Yes. Okay, so what? That's definitely not it. That's not it, is it? That is I'm almost positive that is not it. Let's see. So that's his astral. Yeah, it's that. Okay. So let's. I mean, it does autocorrect your. Oh, I'm not even recording. I'm an idiot. Okay, let's just reset then. Oh. Try that again. I'll just hold up for a little bit. All right, there we go. Now, how do I play it? Shit. I don't know which button. Did I change it to this? Yes, I did. Okay, that worked, clearly. Wait a minute. Okay, so that's definitely a punish right there. So now let's try it from a different... I mean, we were definitely close enough right there. So let me just try this from here. Definitely a punish. So then let's try the other one. Because I'm almost positive it was definitely not that one. It was most certainly not that one. It was definitely the dash forward one. So I just fucked it up. But it's kind of unbelievable that, like... How do you... Trying to... Yeah, whatever. Because apparently... With a miracle... I don't even know how to pronounce the last part. Chow? Said that this move is supposed to be minus 12. And so that means I essentially have 7 frames of freedom, more or less, because GETB starts up in 5 frames. So I have 5, gives me 7 frames of leeway to have after I have blocked the move, or after the block stun is worn off, to do a 720 and still be able to punish him. So it's kind of wild to me that, I did it that slowly. But it was clearly just a miscalculation on my part of when the block stun wore off. So that's definitely punishable. It definitely should have been punishable. Somehow I just fucked it up really badly, and that feels bad. Anyway, peace. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays.